Our identities and perspectives of ourselves have changed and morphed and matured over the years. Exactly who do we say that we are now? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 4 of Ray A. Interestingly, to see, perceive, to contemplate, and understand. And we are in chapter 13 of Devarim, or Deuteronomy. Let's begin with verse 1, which says, "When there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder shall come true, of which he has spoken to you, saying, Let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your Elohim is trying you to know whether you love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. Walk after Yahweh your Elohim and fear him, and guard his commands and obey his voice and serve him and cling to him." We started out perhaps being told, well, you're just a sinner saved by grace. And after a while, we began to think about the fact that, wait a minute, I repented of my sins and I'm not walking in a sinful lifestyle. How is it that I'm still a sinner? Well, we were sinners, but that identity changed when we became children of the Most High by covenant. A covenant relationship declares that we are someone new. When Yah called to Avram in Genesis or Bereshit chapter 12, he was a man of Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq, I think, a Chaldean. And he had a particular culture, he had a particular lifestyle, language, and history, family lineage. And Yah says, get away from all of that, even leave your father's house and come out to this land that I will show you. For this man who had been raised and had participated in a society very much steeped in idolatry, and the rabbis even suggest that his father, Terah, was an idol maker. For him to leave all of that behind, it took more than just a casual idea. He had encountered the Most High by some means, developed a hearing relationship with him, and heard so clearly that he moved Sarai at the time, his wife, and all that he had, and went into a completely different area. As far as we know, he'd never been there before. To take this great leap of faith and change himself. Later on, he is referenced as Avram the Ivri, Avram the Hebrew, the one who was crossed over. He was no longer identifying himself then as a Chaldean or a man of Mesopotamia, if I can say that. He was not an Iraqi any longer. He was a Hebrew. He changed his identity. So we have changed our sinner tag to a believer tag, at least. Some called themselves Christians. Some called themselves believers. Some called themselves a variety of other identities. Who are we? And our friend Mike Clayton says, if you don't know who you are, you can't know where you're going. And so the perspective and our paradigm should match that of Yeshua. In Philippians 2 and 5, we read, "Let this mind be in you that was also in Messiah Yeshua." Our thinking changes. Our focus, our perspective, contemplations, considerations, our values, all of those things change because our mind is changing. And then we read in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 16, "But we have the mind of Messiah." And so when our mind is changed, our identity is changed. Now, I have been raised as an American. I have been raised as a one in a Southern culture here in this land. And my family goes back, at least to my generation, 10 generations in Virginia alone. So I am an American, I am a Southern American, and I am a Virginian. A lot of that frames my point of reference and my understanding of how the world operates and my familiarity with that which is my environment. But if I have the mind of Messiah, then I am not just minding what's going on in my state or my Southern culture or even my nation. My eyes are open to a bigger picture, a more defined, refined picture. And that is that I am beginning to consider the perspective of the land of Israel and the kingdom that is coming to that land, and how I might participate in that particular land and kingdom. I am saying goodbye in varying degrees to my Greco-Roman culture of westernized America, and I am becoming more and more focused on the community aspect of a mindset pertaining to a Hebraic focus. And after all, that's what we're reading here. Now, what's that have to do with this prophet issue? God says, when a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and then just go to YouTube and you will see a list of those who are prophesying and those that will be saying, I dreamed a dream. And their information and their offerings have some sense of respectability and credibility, at least on the surface. But a lot of what you hear them say or describe as to what they have dreamed, it's a wait and see thing. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes I think they miss it. Well, if they miss it, then Yah didn't send them, because the man or the woman that he raises up to prophesy or gives night visions to, if they're authentic, then they're right, and they're going to consistently, constantly be right. But Yah says, here is a perspective about prophecy or dreams if they are offering these things to you. Number one, let's ask the question, why? What is the importance of their message? Exactly what is it that they're trying to accomplish? If one stands and says, I have this prophetic word, Yah spoke to me, and he said, thus says Yahweh, and they tell us the information, if they are his mouthpiece, if they are a servant to the Most High, and he has authorized them to speak in his behalf to a given audience, then we need to pay attention. If a dreamer of dreams stands and I said, I saw this night vision, it's worthy of consideration if they have the right presentation. That is, I have come for the purpose of giving you information. This is important. If it's about establishing themselves as a prophet or a dreamer, a prophetess, if it's about their own credibility, if it's about self-promotion, then more often than not, you can take that and just set that off to the side because there's really no value in it. But here's another very important distinction to pay attention to, and Yah speaks it right here. He says, if they're urging you to go after other mighty ones, and let's refine that to also understand, if they're redefining who Yah is, if they're luring you away from the Torah, if they're not promoting the legitimacy of the Torah, I don't listen to them. If a man or a woman tells me that the Torah has been done away with and then prophesies to me, even if it comes true, I do not accept them as Yah's prophet. I don't think they're credible, and neither should you. And I'll see you again here tomorrow. Hopefully so. And until then, shalom.